Good evening and welcome to another edition of the all-new Chrissy B show. Our topic tonight is a focus on all things dating. Date venue ideas, what not to do on a first date and much more. We have a lovely couple with us tonight, entrepreneur Richard Anderson and his lovely artistic wife Louise. Hi guys, welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi Chrissy.
Really nice to see you. And also we will feature two relationship experts to give their professional views on this topic later on. So we have a really exciting and fun-packed program for you tonight, so you won't want to miss a single moment. However, before we go into this topic any further, let's begin the program with our Ladies That Lunch clip. As you know, every week we get to visit a lovely restaurant and give our opinions about it. So let's take a look at this. Hi, I'm outside the Guanabana restaurant, and that's between Kentish Town and Camden. And according to this menu, it says Caribbean and Latin soul food. Now, I've never tried this kind of food before. Taking a quick look at the menu looks amazing, and I can't wait to try the food. And Barbara's inside already waiting for us because she couldn't wait. This is the lychee mojito, and I just described it as starburst in a glass because it's really nice and fruity and refreshing. It's lovely, and I've tasted that as well. It's delicious as well, Barbara.
Yeah,
I know you love your milkshakes.
What was the name of this? Can you remember?
Oreos.
Oreos. Oh, is that what it's called? Oreos. Oh, it's very, very nice.
This lychee berry breeze.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Berries and lychees all blend together.
Wow, that is really, really good.
So this is another one of the mocktails that they do here. This is lychee and crushed berry, and it's really lovely and refreshing. And even if you're not hungry particularly and you want to come down just for one of these, it's worth it just to come because they're really nice.
And they're almost like, it's like a meal in itself because it's so fresh and it's quite thick and filling. It's
Really
gorgeous.
nice. Okay, so I'm here with Omar, who's the director of the Guanabana restaurant. So Omar, we've had a really nice meal here, very unusual thing, especially the soft shell crab. But how long have you actually been here? How long have you been established?
We've been established for 4 years now, so we're still pretty new in the area.
And it's a family-run business.
Family-run business, yeah. The reason why we play with Caribbean and Latin food and put it on the same menu because they do share the same ingredients, like plantains and cassava, and the type of style they cook in as well. So I mean, we have an extensive steak menu and yeah, just they love their meat. Yeah,
and who was the brains behind all the decor and stuff? Because I love it, as I was saying before. It's like I feel like I'm abroad somewhere.
Well, I used to be an accountant for a recycling company, so anytime they did clearances, I used to bring stuff back to my house. Yeah, then when I opened this place up,
Half your house is here then?
half my house is here. Yeah, and I stored a lot of stuff in my mom's house, so she's glad to know that I opened this up and cleared her place. Yeah, so yeah, that's the reason why. I mean, not only did it lend itself towards the budget, but yeah, I think it has a nice kind of warm, homely feel to it as well. Yeah.
And you said as well that this is a bring your own booze place as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we don't serve alcohol, but I mean, our food is halal. So, but yeah, if people want to bring their own in, that's not a problem. You can bring your own in. That's cool. We sell a lot of mocktails and.
They were amazing. I'm sorry, I really loved the first one that you brought, which was the lychee, and really nice, lovely.
Glad you like it. No, definitely, yeah.
What's the most popular dish here?
Yeah, jerk chicken flies, you know. So, and also our double wings is it's a chicken wing dish, which is a homemade sauce. It has a little bit of Filipino kind of inspiration.
Do you actually have a website as well?
Yeah, it's guanabanarestaurant.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everything else you can think of. We're probably pretty social media savvy here. So, yeah, we try in any way and every way to be in contact with the customers. We try our best to do that as well.
All right, so that's it from us here at the Guanabana restaurant. See you next time. So So thank you, Omar. And who knows, we may have given you like an ideal restaurant for a first date. But speaking of first dates, we have our lovely couple. Can you just tell us what you do first of all, guys?
Well, I'm a television and radio personality. I get around in quite a few things, so you might as well call me an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Managing to mix the two, and
I'm an artist.
Okay. I laid a few words.
Yeah.
All right. So I brought you on because I know you, Richard. You've like organised some pretty great dates for Louisa, haven't you? But tell us about your first date. Actually, no. First, tell us how you met first of all, because you know.
Well, we met about 6 years ago, 6 years ago, 6 years ago, and when we met, it was. It's funny because people say love at first sight, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Basically, we really didn't like each other. I didn't like her. She didn't like me. Kind of developed over time.
Were you friends?
Not even really.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You know, so cut a long story short. The way I asked her out was after we was in this youth centre. Because how old was we at the time? Then if it was like 6 years ago, so it was like.
But
hang on, how
early
did you get from not liking each other to all of a sudden asking her out?
Okay. There was a point where I just kind of said to her, because I liked her character, because her character was just exactly what I wanted, but like at the time,
gorgeous.
something didn't add up, you know. So then I thought, well, I kind of suggested to her to do her hair a bit differently, you know. With the greatest.
Actually, at the time, I did have really bad dress sense. To be honest with you, I used to wear everything was mismatched.
Yeah.
Okay.
She used to have this big hat. Yeah. Hat.
Right.
Yeah.
But I guess obviously you need to be attracted to the person. So maybe if you
Yeah.
saw, okay, underneath that, I can see. You know, she's
Yeah.
pretty, she's nice, but maybe just the style. Were you offended though when he said that to you? Most women would probably slap him around the face. Move on.
No, because you know, it's the way he said it. It's not. It's like people can say things in a certain way. So he said it in a nice, polite way. So I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna try. So the next time I did my hair like he said, a little bit differently, and he was like, And then he didn't say anything. Just went, And just went on.
Okay.
Like,
on
I
my
passed-
high horse with
I
my
passed the
cocaine
test.
hats.
So you asked her out.
Yeah, I asked her. Well, I didn't ask her out at that point. It was like enough for me to know that she was what I wanted, and then I sort of kept an eye on her from a distance as a friend. And then time progressed on.
So that's quite nice because a lot of people will just sort of jump in.
Yeah.
As soon as they like someone, they just go there straight. But you actually got the time took the time to actually see if she was the right person, if you shared the same, you know, interests and stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then as time went on, we became a bit more of friends. Then it was actually, I was trying to set up a specific day where we could rendezvous, and I could tell her that I liked her, but without because at the time there was a lot of people around, and you know, when you got a lot of friends around, it's kind of awkward. So I kind of spent about a week trying to figure out exactly how I would ask this girl out, and then I decided that the best way to do it would be to use her phone, because at least no one would see it, but it would be on Bluetooth. So I made these pictures on WordPad that said "I like you," but in different blocks, basically, as picture messages.
That's quite sweet.
And then as we kind of we got to the day, I remember all our friends were around. We were about to all go home and all of that. I wanted to kind of let her know, and I remember I was trying to send a Bluetooth picture message, and you know, the worst things happen at the worst times. You know?
Yeah.
As I was sending the message, it sent the first one, and it said "I," which is a big I, and then as I was trying to send it, the next part, which is "like," the Bluetooth started crashing, and then. And my friend who was
So
actually
you shouldn't rely on technology, you should just say things face to face. That's a lesson for everyone at home.
And my friend who was trying to help out.
But did you get it eventually? Did you get what he was trying to...
Yeah, I did. And
Okay.
I was
Well,
kind of
it
like,
came out kind of disfigured because it came out as IU. And then after that, I just said, "I like you." And I go, "What do you think?" And then she just kind of walked off.
Yeah, I kind of got the message after that, but I was kind of very, very shy in that department. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
How
I
did your
just
first
ran
date
away.
go? Was that good?
No, first date was good, actually. First date was really good.
Because sometimes it is a bit of a disaster for some people, because we've got a clip to show you with some street interviews and ask people what their worst date was. And we're just going to go to that. But you had a pretty good first date, you would say. But it could have been a disaster. Let's take a look at these interviews and see what people had to say.
What's the worst date you've ever had?
Basically, I was drunk, got someone's number at a party. I forgot what she looked like. Went to meet her, and she wasn't looking too good.
So what did you do from there?
I walked off and said I had to go somewhere, but she tried to call me, but I didn't pick up my phone. Yeah.
So your worst date is the girl not looking how you'd expect. So what's the solution to that? Don't ask someone's number when you're drunk.
Yeah, basically, don't just don't do anything when you're drunk. Basically, yeah, just don't do anything you regret.
Sorry, I just need to. I'm trying to think. There's been so many. No, I'm joking. What's the worst date I've ever had? I had a date where a guy, well, he was obviously going through a difficult time and he kind of cried a lot, which isn't, crying's never really good on a first date. And then he sort of had to leave and left me to pay the bill, which is, you know, I don't mind paying the bill, but it's kind of, it was a weird one. So don't cry on a first date, I would say, is definitely a good one. Yeah, that's it really.
We went out to eat, and when we went out to eat now, I don't know what happened, but she had something wrong with her nose, and she sneezed, and the snot went in her food, and she didn't see it, and then she ate it on a fork with a knife, and it was actually pretty disgusting. But yeah, and basically the rest of the whole day was weird and nasty, and I just kind of said, this isn't gonna work. So yeah. That was my worst date ever.
Probably way back at school.
And what happened?
Nothing. Thinking things were going to happen, but they didn't. You know what I mean? Because a bit inexperienced.
So you got stood up?
I didn't get stood up. No, I met the girl, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Where a man hasn't paid. He left me and walked out, and I had to pay. Had to call my mum.
So you went on a date with a guy, and then he left, and then you had to pay?
Yeah. I was just left in the restaurant with myself and no way to pay.
Where did you meet this guy?
I met him in the cinema when I was with my friends.
So he asked you out for a date and then left?
Yeah, he did.
How rude. Why would a guy do that, Richard? Why?
He needs a croquet
Mind
bat.
you, we haven't heard things from his point of view, because, you know, she could have been really horrible to him. I'm not saying she was, but we always need to hear both sides, don't we? But if you want to comment on this as well, if you've been on a terrible first date, or maybe you've been on a really good one and you want to share that with us, you can email on chris@chrissybshow.tv, or you can send a form for our website, chrissybshow.tv. Now, we've got about a minute for you to tell us about your first date.
Well, London Aquarium, really nice. Better than a lot of first dates I've had.
I want to hear Louise's voice.
No, I was just going to say that on the actual date, he was wearing a t-shirt, a new t-shirt. You could tell it was new because it still had the tag with the size on it as well. So I was like,
did you
and
know?
he came on
You
with
obviously
it.
didn't realise.
Those are the kind of things you don't mention.
That was kind of like, okay.
Oh, bless. So why the aquarium? Is it because you don't have to talk the whole time? You can just, if conversation runs dry, you can just say, oh, look at that fish. That's a nice fish.
I think it's because it was nice surroundings and it was just kind of like around the place we were as well. So just, yeah.
Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah, it was all right. It was nice.
Would you have, okay, sorry
Yes,
to ask
yeah,
this,
yeah.
Richard. Would you have rather gone somewhere else on a first date? Be honest.
On me?
Don't argue about this afterwards. We're just like...
Yes,
I'd
rather go to the Hilton Hotel. I'm just joking. No, to be honest, it was really, just the company was nice. That was like the main thing. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I know, Richard, going back to you, you're not going to tell us right now because we're going to go to a break in just a second. You took Louise once on a really hot date, I would say, really something really special, but you're going to be telling our viewers after this break. But don't forget, if you want to contribute at any point, do email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv. After the break as well, we're going to show you a video of a couple that went on a date. And we're going to show you the do's and don'ts when you do go on a first date. Actually, on any date, it doesn't even have to be the first one, but any dates, even if you've been married for a while and you go on dates, you can still pick up some pointers, can't you? So join us after this break and we look forward to showing you that. Welcome back to the Chrissy B Show. And if you've just joined us, today's topic is dating tips. Now, before the break, you saw some people telling us about their worst first dates. And if you are thinking of going on a first date, maybe there's someone that's caught your eye and you want to ask them out and you need a few pointers. We're just going to show you this clip of what to do and what not to do on a date. So take a look at this.
How did you get here? Oh, yeah? Oh, this is our table, yeah? How did you get here?
Oh, I think transport.
Okay. So, do you want to sit down here?
Wow, the menu looks interesting.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking just to order for both of us. How about we go for the prawns?
I was actually thinking of steak with chips, you know, this one.
Chips? I thought you was like a healthy kind of girl.
No, it's just that that's what's on the menu, and I thought, all right, you know, we'll go for that.
Okay,
We'll go for
yeah.
that. Wow, the menu looks interesting.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Feel free to order what you want.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Can I have steak with chips, well cooked, please? Thank you.
I'll take a pint of prawns, please. Yeah. Okay. That steak and chips sounds nice. So what do you do?
I'm a journalist, so I'm really out and about, you know, working for a magazine, and I usually collect things and stuff. So, you know, I really have to be, you know, I love communicating with people. So it's really my kind of role, and I enjoy it. I really love it.
Wow. Hello. Yeah. How are you, man? No, long time. No. No, I can speak. Yeah, go ahead. Really?
My kind of role, and I really enjoy it.
So sorry. Yeah, but sorry, what did you say?
Yes, I work a lot with people in my work, journalism and that. What about you?
Yeah, the food's taken. Oh, it's here now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Wow, that does look really nice, you know.
Oh, thanks. Oh,
Yeah.
you got prawns. Oh, I do like them. Try it. Oh, lovely. That's really nice.
Yeah, I know. I ordered it. Oh, shit. I'll take that. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I like that.
Is this the cookie?
No, I'll give you back the chicken.
Sometimes my friends don't really like it because, you know, they haven't got a job like I do. So they're really like, you know, I know they talk about me behind my back. So I'm not the kind of person to do that. But because Stacey, one of my other friends, was telling me that she was talking about me, how I was proud because I've got a great job. Well, get a job in it. Do you know what I mean? I'm so sorry, but it's just things that happen, really. It's so annoying. Like I was saying.
About your magazine, so how...
Yeah, it's going quite all right, actually.
Yeah?
No, yeah. Oh, it tastes nice. But so, yeah, like I was saying, it's just things that really happen. Well, you know, my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend Jimmy, we did so many things together. We went on holiday, Barbados, you know, he really treated me well. It was really nice. He surprised me, flowers, took me shopping and things like that. It was really nice. I mean, unfortunately we broke up, but it was a mutual split, right? It wasn't anything like we argued, it was mutual, right? Mutual split. But, you know, we had some good times together when I think about it. Yeah. But anyway, that's the past. About us now, isn't it?
Yeah. Us. Yeah, it's like the other day. I mean, what's your name again? Sonia. Yeah, Sonia. Yeah. So it was like.
It's actually Sandra.
Oh, Sandra. Yeah, that's right. Sandra. It's like the other day. I mean, no disrespect. I dislike women drivers. I mean, no disrespect to you as a woman, but it irritates me. It's like they can't drive. I mean, where did you get your driving license from?
You didn't spare time and things like that, really. Yeah, just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
wow.
Should we get the bill? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should actually. Yeah, so it's about time.
Yeah. So really, it's just what it is, really.
What's this? It's outrageous. Oh, but we're gonna go halves, right? Oh yeah. That's perfect. Okay.
All right. Tell me about what the things that you like.
Yeah, I mean, I like a lot. So thank you very much. Oh, it's been a good service, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. Would you like me to
No,
do something?
It's perfect. I've got it.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, it was.
So I hope you picked up some good points from that. I think some of the stuff was a matter of opinion, like with the bill, because I know some women like to, you know, to pay half, right? Or we pretend to. And, you know, that's a matter of, and actually I think whoever asked who out should pay, because if you've asked someone to go out, you should actually pay, whether it's the male or the female. But that's a matter of opinion anyway. So anything there that you picked up on that maybe you've done before?
Not that I've done, but what's really bad, I don't like, is when the guy's telling the girl what to eat and about.
Who does that? Do they
that's
really
just so
do that?
rude. I mean, come on.
Well, I suppose if you're
paying,
paying, or if the guy has asked the woman out and then he's paying, maybe he doesn't have enough money to like pay for like the most expensive thing on the menu, but then you shouldn't really ask her out.
Or maybe he's a dictator.
Yeah, it's true. So that's a good point to. All right, but I know, Richard, you've actually bought some pointers, haven't you, for us?
I have. I've got my little sacred book of dating tips, which I sort of compiled together. Actually, I got Louise's opinion on some of them, so you got a bit of TLC, independent woman, in there as well. My dating tip number one is budget. For a lot of guys, you kind of, like you were just saying, feel a bit awkward because you're expecting to spend like £100, £200 on a date. When I think we've gone on some dates, arguably, which have been really, really, really good, and we didn't spend a penny, right? I would hope.
I think the ones where it's not so much of like what's happening are the best, like just a walk in the park where you can talk and get to know the person. Whereas when there's so much going on, you probably don't even really notice the person, and it's like, okay, I hardly even got anything out of this date, sort of thing. So for me.
And we were saying that because you were mentioning what was our best date.
Yeah, tell us about it.
And that was a date where we went flying, we flew a plane, we
Hang on, was that a surprise?
It was a surprise, yeah. So actually, on that was the day. Well, he took me to, I don't know what it's called, but this port, the pictures over there. And we actually piloted the plane as well, not on my own, but with a pilot sitting next to us, and it was really like scary. But actually, that was the day that we got engaged. So
he proposed that day.
Yeah, he took me to.
Where was it? And where was it that you were taken to? I like to brag about this.
Afterwards,
you see.
after we went on the plane, he took me to the Dorchester Hotel, and I don't know why, I had a kind of inkling that he was going to ask me, but I just was like, oh no, sort of thing. But he took me there. We had like a little meal as well, and then all of a sudden, like the music started playing, and then knelt down on one knee, and then he was like asking me, and it was okay. Like wow. But yeah, that was like one of the best dates, most memorable.
Now some people can't afford a plane in the Dorchester Hotel, Richard. So what would you?
Believe me, it didn't cost as much for the beginning part of it. For the I mean, depends on your budget, but for the beginning part of it, aside from the Dorchester, it didn't really cost that much. That could be easily replaced with another restaurant or place that looked really nice. But that's why even though we did that, we've still gone on dates where we've practically spent maybe a £5 on something, and it's been amazing, and sometimes nothing.
I've found actually sometimes those kind of dates are the best ones. Like with me and my husband as well, we go on a date, like we try to every week, even if it's something small, something like, you know, not expensive, just even like you said, a walk in the park, and sometimes those are the best ones. I don't know if it's good like for when you're first getting to know each other, maybe maybe it varies, but I actually enjoy those more sometimes.
True.
So tell us your next tip, Richard.
Next tip is personal hygiene. This was actually written by my wife, so
I think it's so important to like for example, one no-no is bad breath on a first date or any date, to be honest with you.
But it could be because the person's been really nervous and hasn't eaten the whole day.
Yes.
Maybe. Not to excuse or anything.
But like, would you, I don't know, if that person was going on a date with someone who's got bad breath, and they would be like, oh my gosh, this person with their horrible, nasty fumes sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and sometimes it's the way that people brush. They don't brush properly, or they've just eaten like cheese and onion crisps or something.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do not eat like spicy food, no garlic, no onions, nothing before you go, or just keep it neutral, no spicy stuff.
And then you're like, hello.
Oh, give me a first kiss.
That's like a big fat no-no on the first date, personal hygiene.
Personal hygiene. Number 3 is honesty. Be honest, but maybe
now you're
not.
basing these on things that you've learned for yourselves, all right? So
Yeah.
some people know at home. Yeah, go.
Be honest. This is personal experience.
Yeah.
Talking here, but maybe not too honest. Because if you're too honest, you might scare the person away. If you're reasonably honest, you keep them wanting more.
When you say honest, you mean like not to tell them everything about yourself the first time, because obviously you're not going to go on a date and start lying. Well, hopefully you won't do that, because then you're setting yourself up for a fall, basically, aren't you?
It's exactly what we mean when we say be honest, as in don't lie. Because when you lie once, you have to keep lying, and then eventually once you get found out, it's kind of blown in your face. But not too honest. Withhold a bit.
Present everything. Okay.
4.
Keeps a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 is talking about money.
I think with that one, I said that one because, like, for example, if the girl's asking, oh, what's your salary then? And it's like, okay, what are they there for? I don't know. It's like, I know.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
That is such a shallow question. I can understand what do you do, because then you want to know if you've got something in common with the person.
Yeah.
Although sometimes it doesn't matter as well, because opposites attract as well, but at least to know the person's got some kind of goal in life.
Exactly.
And they're trying to do something with their lives.
It's true, but I think that is a big no-no, asking what the salary is, because it's kind of like you seem shallow and you're not really there for sort of love. I don't know.
And I think from a male perspective, if I start hearing, if all the females I heard start asking me for money, then it kind of made it seem like intentions weren't that great, you know?
Yeah. Richard, we've got like 1 minute before we leave, so tell us your best tip. And you can bring the pictures up of their dates as they're talking, because we're running out of time.
Okay. So next one is, don't compare her to your mom, because it's not cool.
Okay.
And because it happens with some guys as the dates go on. And the last one is, have fun.
Okay.
That's number 6. And if you follow these rules and you abide by them on a day-to-day basis, you shall be happy dating forever.
Okay. Now there are obviously lots of other things, as we saw
There
from
are
the
lots of
video
others.
as well.
Yeah.
But just tell her, just touching a bit more on the one of the not comparing her to your mum. What kind of thing do you mean
Well, that's written by Louise, so.
I think it's things like, I don't know, like, oh, my mum cooks like this or this. I know there's like so much of like a guy liking their mum, wanting the partner to be sort of like a, I don't know, like not mothering the guy. I don't really know how to explain myself, but
It's
not
looking
comparing.
great for me. I hope you're not talking about me here. Right?
I'm not really comparing your mum to the woman's mum.
Well, you guys look happy, so I know, like, you've whatever little issues you've sorted them out. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I wish we had more time, because I want to talk to them more, but we do have to go. And then after the break, we're going to have our 2 relationship experts on to give some, shed some light on this topic as well, and talk about relationships in general. So join us after this break. Welcome back to the Chrissy B Show, where today's show is all about dating. Now, just before we go to our relationship experts, we just want to show you these street interviews as well. We asked people what they would like to do on a first date, and here is what they told us.
What would you do on a first date, and what is the best way to approach the first date?
I would love to go to the restaurant, clubbing, and then, I don't know, just get it from there, see what happens.
Many people are shy on their first date, so how would you kind of approach it? I mean, would you have butterflies, would you be shy, or would you be quite confident?
It depends with the person you're with. If you have enough trust to actually tell him the things, well, I wouldn't be shy. But if someone I just meeting for like a week or 2 weeks, I'll be shy to talk to him. Yeah, that's it.
Do you look forward to dates?
Yes, a lot.
On a first date for me, a good dinner and nice drinks, maybe cocktails or something. Definitely not the cinema, that you want to be able to talk to someone. Maybe something a bit unusual, go and do something fun, like a good fun activity, I don't know, crafts, go make pottery or something like that. Not ghost style though, that would be a bit weird.
How would you like him to be?
To be just chatty and normal and not trying to show off or anything too much like that. Yeah, just being himself. Hopefully that's his self is good.
Oh God, what would I do on a first date? I don't know, try and make someone laugh. You know, oh, where would I take them? Oh, probably I don't know, like comedy store or somewhere like that. Again, I hear people like a sense of humour, so I would probably try and imply I have a sense of humour. So yeah, maybe the comedy store. Yeah. Chris and I went out with our first date. We went on a pub crawl down this street, and when we were bowling, she ended up accidentally assaulting a small child, which was quite entertaining. Purely by accident. She was trying to help them give them a bowling ball and ended up smacking their finger. So yeah, but I like, you know, go for drinks, have a laugh. Again, dinner seems a bit kind of third, fourth date, you know what I mean? Yeah. A bit later down the line. And what's your other question?
Just before we move on to the other question, how would you approach it? You know, are you a smooth talker? Would you just go and ask someone out? I mean, how would you do it?
I have tried to do the smooth talkery thing where, or trying to be quite direct, but generally I'm a hopelessly befuddled person. I beat around the bush, well, you know, yes. So yeah, no, a bit of a Hugh, whatever the guy's name is, Hugh, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, that man. I'm like, quite, yes, maybe we could go for, yeah. So, and maybe I'm an opportunist. I probably wouldn't even ask somebody out. I'd just hope that we were going out with other people and that we could kind of convert that into something more formal. But yeah, I'm not one of these. I know there are some people out there that are like, yes, you'd look great. Here's my telephone number or something like that. But I don't have any lines.
I think shyness sometimes is quite charming. So, you know, maybe that'll work on his behalf. So now it's time to speak to our 2 relationship experts. We have here Sarah Briggs and we also have Robert Hudson. How are you both? And thanks for joining us.
Hi,
so can you tell us briefly what you both do? Start with you, Sarah.
I'm a relationship counsellor. I work in central London with individuals and with couples, talking about what's happening in their relationships and what difficulties they've got and how to make it better.
Okay. And how about you, Robert?
I'm Robert Hudson. I'm a psychotherapist. I work with individuals, also groups and couples, and I work with people through difficult problems in their lives.
Now, normally, like, dating is supposed to be quite a nice experience. It's exciting, you know, people get butterflies in their stomach. But there are people that are not actually ready to start dating, aren't there? And maybe it's best not to do that for a while. What's your take on that?
I take it that when you feel probably quite damaged or feel quite hurt of a past relationship, and when it's probably too soon, I think. And if you're going to be crying on the date, or
as we saw in the interviews there,
or if you're going to be spending the day talking about your ex-partner or comparing your partner to your previous partners, then that's problematic.
How do you stop yourself though comparing, like, people? Like, you've been with some guy maybe or lady and she treated you really badly or it's not gone right. How would you actually stop comparing yourself? Stop comparing the person?
I think what's really important is to be ready and in the present. You know, dating, if it's a first date, ideally you might be looking for the future. So I think to be able to focus on what you do enjoy about the other person and the person that you're in the current date with, and talk about what you want for the future, rather than be focusing on the past and what went wrong.
But people find that so hard to do, don't they? Because I don't know what it is about us human beings, but we just seem to like focus on the bad things sometimes when there are lots of good things going on as well, aren't there?
Yeah, but I think just following on from what Sarah says, if you stay in the present and just be present with the other person, then it's hard to be able to do both at the same time.
Okay. And if you've had, like, if the person has trust issues, because I know this is something that you deal with in your line of work, maybe the person's been cheated on or they've been hurt, abused in any way, people do find it quite difficult to maybe start dating or start trusting again. How would you normally advise? I know obviously you can't do it on like a few minutes that we've got you on the show, but how would you start advising someone on how to get over that, or how to let it stop them from moving forward?
What we suggest is that time heals. And if you give yourself sufficient time, you will know when you're ready to start trusting yourself again and start taking risks to trust another person again. So it's about giving yourself time.
How would you know, though? How would you know if you're ready?
Well, there's something around a grieving process. And when a relationship ends, you experience a loss, and then there is a mourning, and then there's a grief. So there's a process that it naturally takes. And I guess you can follow that process naturally. Could be anything from 6 months to a year, depending on the severity of the relationship and depending on the length of the relationship.
Okay. And I know sometimes people also find it difficult to fit dating into their busy lifestyle, and obviously it affects relationships as well. Do you often get couples coming to you saying that, you know, they can't cope with maybe a relationship or the dating scene because they are so busy or because they have so much pressure at work?
I think that can be a defence. I think that can be an excuse, because if you really want to have a relationship, and lots of the clients I work with say they want one, and yet it can be quite a risk to kind of put yourself out there. But if you really do want a relationship, then the only way to do that is to get in contact with people. And you were talking about trust before. I think that trust needs to be built and earned over time. So kind of start small and let the relationship grow. And then with any luck, the trust will grow with it.
Okay. And also, how do you cope with, say, if you are a very busy person and you want to have a relationship, but then you are busy, how do you find that balance then? What do you think?
I think there's something around prioritising what's important to you. It depends on the motivation, really. Do you really want to date? And there's something also around communication. So if people are communicating effectively and spending quality time together, I think that normally answers some of those, really. But if you're not communicating, that can also be problematic.
So it's not that the issue is not that I'm too busy, for example, or I'm too busy for you, or that's not the main issue then?
No, I think if I'm too busy, it's an excuse, really. Is that actually, are you really keen on this relationship? So am I too busy to meet this person? If you really like someone and you want to see them, you will actually make time to see them.
That's true. I suppose that's for everything in life, isn't it? You make time for what's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to ask you a few more questions, but we're just going to show also a clip that we have here of suggestions on what to wear as well for a date. Now, there's like a daytime look as well and an evening look. So we're just going to go to this video, and then afterwards we're going to come back and talk to our professionals a bit longer.
Hi, my name's Robin. The fashion and styling tips for today's show are two different looks, a casual look and a more sophisticated evening look. I was joined by two models in the studio where I did their styling and the hair and makeup. Let's go to the video. So the first look is a casual look for the cinema, shopping or just a daytime look. I chose a simple check shirt with skinny jeans and high top shoes, so it's casual but not too casual at the same time. And the jacket could be used for any occasion. So for the ladies' casual look, I went for the natural hair look and some makeup, but subtle, not too much. Just a daytime look, hardly any eye makeup with natural lips. A casual khaki shirt with a black studded belt and black leggings, to finish with black wedged boots, casual for any occasion and comfy too. For the smart evening look, with the makeup I did a really subtle grey to complement the natural crease in the eyes. As she has big eyes, it does help. I tied her hair back in a simple bun and finished off with a red lipstick. The men's evening look was for a dinner date, theatre or even a bar or a club. It's very smart. I went for black loafers, black skinny jeans, a black shirt and a smart grey blazer. The ladies' evening look, I chose a white dress with black leggings, a black blazer and high black open-toed heels. And I would recommend not to show any skin and to keep it very classy. So that's all with the fashion and styling tips for today's show. Until next time, take care, bye.
Thank you, Robin. So some good tips there from her. So back to our relationship experts, Robert and Sarah. So what's the most common problem that people will come to you with that they need help with? What would you say that would be, Sarah?
Where there has been a problem and the couple aren't talking so much, often because they're not having sex. And they come to counselling saying that the problem is they're not having sex, but often what is uncovered when you talk it through with them, that there are other issues, like they're angry or resentful with each other, or feeling deprioritised, or that there has been something like an affair or cheating in the past, or kind of overusing the internet. There'll often be a reason underneath that.
Not, yeah.
And sex can be the first casualty of the relationship, and that can be the symptom. But in my experience, it's not usually the cause.
Do you think it's different with women? Because I know, like, a lot of women, they kind of respond in different ways. So for example, if they've been ignored the whole day, or their partner hasn't had time for them, and all of a sudden says, oh, let's have sex, they normally don't want to, because they think, well, you've not paid me any attention this whole time, why am I just going to now jump into bed with you? But I think men see things a little bit differently, don't they?
It's a big generalisation, but since you're asking, in my experience of couple work, the man will often want sex to improve the relationship and keep that bond together.
Okay, so it's like his way of fixing things.
Yeah.
Whereas that's a good different take on it.
I think so. Whereas oftentimes what the woman says to me is, well, if I'm feeling bad, or we haven't spoken, or I'm not feeling that emotionally close to you, or I'm angry with you, then the last thing I want to do is have sex with you. So he might want it, and she particularly doesn't under those circumstances.
Clash. But both are trying to fix it in a different way.
Yeah, and
see,
that's
men
what
are from
comes
Mars.
out. There is a lot of that about.
Yeah.
The cliches have some truth.
Gosh, that's so interesting. I would never have thought of that. Yeah. Okay, and how about Robert?
A lot of the couples I see, it's where there's an infidelity, or the man's having 2 or 3 relationships at the same time, or he spends a lot of time on the internet. And there are issues where the partner has discovered that this is going on, and it creates a real crisis within the relationship. And normally we have to get the crisis to settle, and they immerse themselves into the work. And the partner who is cheating normally do some group work, and then we do some couple work to repair the relationship.
Okay, and in most cases, is it repairable, or is it?
I would say around 70% of the couples
Really?
I've seen, they have ended up staying together. A lot of it is around what's at stake, and when there are children involved, people seem to be more committed and motivated to work on the relationship. If there isn't a lot to lose, then sometimes it's more difficult. But yes, I would say 70% of the couples I work with have improved the relationship and stayed together.
Great. Okay then. Well, I can't believe the time has just flown by, and we've actually reached the end of our program. But if you want more information about what Robert and Sarah do, you can visit my website, chrissybshow.tv, and also their details will be on the website as well. And thank you so much for sharing your words of wisdom with us. Thank you, it's been great.
Thank you.
And next week we're actually going to be refeaturing our top programs so far as voted by you, so you can get a chance to enjoy them all over again. And the Chrissy B Show will return live on the 2nd of July with more exciting topics that you've come to enjoy from us. And obviously we're going to leave you with our YouTube funny clip of the day. But until next time, take care and have a great weekend. Bye-bye for now.